Hey, what's up guys? Welcome indeed to this week's challenge rift guide, which is 167 with a witch doctor. The build is going to be a Jade harvester. So here's what we're working with in terms of the pieces of gear. I'll go ahead and mouse over them, but the important things to go ahead and mention is you can prevent yourself from all arcane damage, so if you want to go ahead and stand in that, feel free to go ahead and do so, as you won't be taking any damage. In terms of other things to go ahead and mention that are important in the build is basically you need to ignore a lot of these skills here because they're just kind of useless. You do happen to have Wormwood, you can ignore unit collision with illusory boots, you also have the S of Johan, but pretty much in terms of what we're using for our skills, we don't really need to use Piranhas or the Fetish Army unless we come up to an elite that we just feel like we need to go ahead and activate Fetish Army, just so there are just kind of more units on the screen so we can potentially get less aggro on ourselves. But Soul Harvest is going to go ahead and actually deal all of our damage. We're going to have to activate Haunt first and then activate Soul Harvest to deal the damage. Keep up Horrify, completely ignore Firebomb, and then these are what we're working with our passives. So in terms of the gameplay, what you want to go ahead and do is make sure this is up at all times because you get that additional armor. You want to go ahead and haunt them. You'll see that there's an indication kind of below them, and then you can go ahead and eliminate them. So ideally you try to hit the elite, but sometimes if you don't happen to hit the right target, it won't be eliminated. But primarily, the idea is to go ahead and try to hit them with, of course, the Haunt, and then finish them off with the Soul Harvest. Now, if Soul Harvest is still on cooldown, just keep on casting your Haunt, as there is an ability to go ahead and reduce the cooldown by 1 second every time you cast Haunt or Locust Swarm. So that's basically what you need to do for the gameplay. It's a relatively squishy build, so just make sure this is up at all times, and you'll have a much easier time. But let's go ahead and hop in, and I'll show you guys how to complete it. Alright, hopping right in, you want to go ahead and activate your Horrify, get some damage reduction over here, and then immediately try to Soul Harvest. The reason why is because it gives you damage reduction, and this build is quite squishy. So you gotta watch out for that. There's unfortunately no Piranha, which like groups up all the enemies real nice for you. But it's a pretty easy build. It's just a little bit more complex because you have to actually activate your Haunt, and then you gotta go ahead and activate your Soul Harvest. So that's just the key to this build. We're going to go ahead and grab this Channeling Pylon just to give us a little bit more cooldown reduction, which definitely helps out, as that's really what the build needs to be very efficient. Don't feel like you have to clean up every single thing for the trash, because the build just isn't efficient at that, as it definitely requires you to go ahead and basically activate something to get the damage really rolling. But on the second floor, you'll just go ahead and go straight up. It's going to be an elite. Go ahead and get him down real fast. You can activate your fetishes if you want to, just so there's more units if you feel like you're getting body blocked or whatever the case may be. And then we're going to go ahead and go down here, and we're actually going to go back up because there is going to be an elite that we want. Once you have this Conduit activated, don't worry about killing the trash, as you pretty much just walk through them, but you still want to make sure you keep up your Soul Harvest, as that is a form of damage reduction. So yeah, we're going to come up here. This should be an elite. This is what we want. We'll get him down really fast. Some of the enemies will have shielding, so you got to watch out for those guys as well. But then we're just going to come right down. Everything's pretty much just melting. Feels really nice. Coming up to another elite. Go ahead and hit him up with the Haunt, and then go ahead and harvest them. Just be a little bit careful, as again the build is very squishy. And we're going to come over to the right here, and just try to hunt the elites, as that's always going to be more time efficient for most of the challenge risks. But this one in particular you definitely want to do, as of course there is not enough DPS if you just try to kill some of the trash. Up on the next floor is going to be 3 elites. Basically, I'm just going to go straight up over here, and you'll see an elite. Let's go ahead and get him down. And if you don't happen to have your harvest ready to go ahead and just keep on spamming your Haunt, as it does reduce the cooldown. We'll come up to the stairs, and since we have illusory boots, we're able to basically ignore unit collision. But sometimes when they start running away, it can get a little annoying. But the build's very easy. And if you see the timer looking like we're barely having enough time, don't worry. You'll have enough time. I'm competing against myself, as we already have a good time over here. Since we got the tornadoes to spawn in, I'll kind of clean it up a little bit over here. And if you have to go to the next floor, we can go ahead and go to the next floor. The next floor will have an elite like pretty much right as you go in. So don't worry about that. Again, make sure you go ahead and activate Horrify. These guys have shielding, so if you get unlucky sometimes with these guys, you'll have to get the other ones down first. And we're going to go ahead and just, we can activate all of our abilities because he's not spawned in yet. And there we go. It's a very easy rift. It's just, a lot of times for whatever reason, they make the Witch Doctor rifts really difficult. Alright, let's go ahead and see what we placed for our time. Alright, not too bad. A nice little, we got a 337 over there, so that's a top 4 finish. Not too bad. But anyways, hopefully this guide and video helped you guys out. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. And if you are new here and you want to see more action RPG content, this week, Path of Exile's new league is getting announced. And on top of that, we have Marvel's Avengers coming out, which is going to have a lot of really cool loot to go ahead and obtain as well. Plus, it has all the Marvel's characters. But anyways, yeah, we'll be uploading all of that very soon this week. Plus, of course, more Diablo content to come very soon. Hopefully, they will be announcing the next season very soon, and I'll update you guys on that. But take care, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video. Have a good one, and I'm out. Peace.